Whoever will not do what God desires of him is a slave whom God can compel to do it, however he may bear with him. He who, knowing this, or fearing punishment, obeys God, is still a slave, but a slave who comes within hearing of the voice of his master. There are, however, far higher than he who yet are but slaves. Those to whom God is not all in all are slaves. They may not commit great sins, they may be trying to do right, but so long as they serve God, as they call it, from duty, and do not know him as their Father, the joy of their being, they are slaves. Good slaves, but slaves. If they did not try to do their duty, they would be bad slaves. They are by no means so slavish as those that serve from fear, but they are slaves. And because they are but slaves, they can fulfill no righteousness, can do no duty perfectly, but must ever be trying after it wearily and in pain, knowing well that if they stop trying, they are lost. They are slaves indeed, for they would be glad to be adopted by one who is their own father. Where then are the sons? I know none, I answer, who are yet utterly and entirely sons or daughters. There may be such. God knows. I have not known them, or, knowing them, have not been myself such as to be able to recognize them. But I do know some who are enough sons and daughters to be at war with the slave in them, who are not content to be slaves to their father. Nothing I have seen or known of sonship comes near the glory of the thing. But there are thousands of sons and daughters, though their number be yet only a remnant, who are siding with the Father of their spirits against themselves, against all that divides them from him from whom they have come, but out of whom they have never come, seeing that in him they live and move and have their being. Such are not slaves. They are true, though not perfect children. They are fighting along with God against the evil separation. They are breaking at the middle wall of partition. Only the rings of their fetters are left, and they are struggling to take them off. They are children, with more or less of the dying slave in them. They know it is there and what it is, and hate the slavery in them, and try to slay it. The real slave is he who does not seek to be a child, who does not desire to end his slavery, who looks upon the claim of the child as presumption, who cleaves to the traditional authorized service of forms and ceremonies, and does not know the will of him who made the 7 stars and Orion, much less cares to obey it, who never lifts up his heart to cry, Father, what wouldst thou have me do? Such are continually betraying their slavery by their complaints. Do we not well to be angry? They cry with Jonah. And truly, being slaves, I do not know how they are to help it. When they are sons and daughters, they will no longer complain of the hardships and miseries and troubles of life, no longer grumble at their aches and pains, at the pinching of their poverty, at the hunger that assails them, no longer be indignant at the rejection by what is called society. Those who believe in their own perfect Father can ill blame him for anything they do not like. Ah, friend, it may be you and I are slaves, but there are such sons and daughters as I speak of.